It says let's do this. Let's see if I got it set up right. Oh no. Justin is ripping her puzzle up. Oh no, the humanity.
Are you streaming?
Yes. I'm trying to figure out where I'm streaming. Make sure it's streaming on the right thing. Nice. I sure am.
It's actually harder than I thought to rip it up.
It's because it like all fits really tightly together. Very cool. All right, here I am, and here we are learning Morse code. Yet again. .NET. We did a really good job yesterday. I did a really good job yesterday. Not you. It was me. It's all me. But you helped, so thank you. Where's my mouse? There we go. Okay, so where were we? We were on lesson 23, and that was the letter 5. Like, look at that. It's just like there was no hope. Like, down to nothing, and then like 100%, or maybe like 90 something percent. Not expected to get that, but it was kind of interesting because yesterday I was pressed for time because I had to leave. Like, and I was like, oh, this is the last one. Let's see if we get it done. And then I got to go. And then, boom, got it done. Went, left. It was great. So we introduced the slash character, which is important if you are, let's say you're operating outside of your call sign district. You usually use a stroke number. So if I'm operating in Florida, and that's the 4 land. Let me pull up a map to make it easier. I can't type. 4. I would be N0SSC /4 or stroke 4. They say stroke in ham radio parlance for some reason, which is not a required thing. But if I was operating in Canada, I would be VE7 stroke and 7. It could be anything like Canada ham radio call signs. Let's say I was in Manitoba. If I was operating from Winnipeg, my call sign would be under the like reciprocal agreement. I would have to, and I'm required to, sign off as Victor Echo 4 stroke N0SSC. And it's also used for repeaters. If you hear a repeater say da 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 da, that means it's /R. Beacon stations will always, almost always, usually will sign off. Their identification will have a stroke B for beacon. Maritime mobile will be stroke MM to kind of signify they're in the water. Which is also not required, but and then aeronautical mobile, which is a stupid way to say I'm in a plane, is Alpha Mike AM. But I don't think many people are going to operate CW from an airplane. So if you hear that, let me know. I would like to work them. So da 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 da. It's kind of burning my brain the /R because when I listen to repeaters, it's what they always what they always like identify as. So every time I hear dotted, I'm expecting to dot it. So I wonder if that's gonna mess me up. So there we go. Let's kick right into it. Perfect. call sign. F. I was just on a stream recording with Jason in the YouTube bunch, and he's trying to learn Morse code too, and him and I are both really bad at F's and L's and Y's. So I'm not the only one. Huh. 17%. I think we can do better than that. But we can't do better than that. Also, hi Mike. I have fixed YouTube, so now anybody can come in and decode, and it will show up. But also anybody can come in and say anything they want, and it will not, you can come in and troll. It was what I'm saying. It will not mark your stuff as spam, which is kind of the downside of it. But hopefully, and probably unlikely that anybody will come in and do that. And if they do, then, well, it's going to get fun. If you know what I'm talking about. Cat's meowing. That might have been good. Nah, I was just 0.2 shy of good. That's too bad. And it is bad. But we're getting better. What was that? I knocked everything over. Oof. I'm looking at Mike's decoding and comparing it to the to the received group. We haven't gotten to H yet. How can you put in H's? Oh. Honestly, once it's all said and done, 5S, H, I'm sure the 5 and the S and the H are all going to kind of mix in together. Lots of F's. Lots of F's. Keep it going. Like, my mouth is really dry. I think we need a water softener. Okay. Because every time I drink water from the tap or from the filter, it, like, makes my mouth like dry, and I keep thinking it's like, oh, it's just because I'm smacking my mouth talking, but it doesn't happen when I drink like sparkly water.
Water softener, $500.
$500 for a water softener. Ugh. Well, I guess we'll just have to buy water in jugs for the rest of our life, which is going to cost way more than $500.
I'm planning our winter trip.
We have a winter trip?
We're going to go to Tokyo.
Oh, is it during the ham fair? Going to Tokyo. When is the ham fair? It's October 31st, so it's Halloween. I would have sworn this would have been a much prettier website for a ham fair, because I mean, look at Hamcations. This is a beautiful website, and even Hamventions. Hamvention, also a beautiful website. Friedrichshafen. What's that? There. Also, not a bad website, but ham fair in Tokyo is like HTML only. Huh. Fun. I won't be going to this because I got to go to YOTA camp and run that. So, if you haven't heard, Youth on the Air is a activities group for the next generation of radio amateurs. I don't know what the heck. Oh, that's YOTA Region 1. They are the OGs. So we're going to have our camp June 21st, 26th. We still need your support. Go to GoFundMe/F/ funding for Youth on the Air camp. Or just go to youthontheair.org/donate to help us get to our $5,000 goal, to bring in 30 campers to learn about ham radio things. All for youth, all by youth. Most of our workshop volunteers are under the age of like 30. They're all younger. And so it's like young people teaching young people and trying to keep our young people involved in ham radio. So that's my spiel for the minute. What was I talking about? Soft water? Alright, it's some Morse code. What was that? G. I haven't gotten used to it. Oh, that was bad. And my wife's having another coughing fit again. Kind of filled in some blanks there. That was good. Are you okay? Do you need? You can let it all out. Mike Mike asks on YouTube, is the donation matching of funds still happening? Yes, it is. It is going on till February. So what happened is Steve is matching your donation dollar for dollar. So every dollar you submit in any method through our donation things is matched by Steve KM9G, who is we're just very, very thankful for. I have an email to him I need to reply to. I just remembered. And until February, the end of February. So all through February. So up until March, I guess. And the whole thing with this is like we're set for the camp. Like we have the funds to pay for the whole camp, but only for 20 campers. Doing this and bringing our budget up to $5,000 will let us add 10 more campers to the camp, and that will be great. The more the merrier. And it all goes through the EARS, which is our nonprofit charitable organization that Neil Rapp leads, and we had it just kind of there. He had it, and it was just very easy to kind of move the EARS 501c3 into accepting donations, and through EARS we're being able to work this. So it was far too hard to make our own 501c3, and since yours is related to ham radio and it's run by Neil, who's running the whole YOTA camp organization, everything works out great. So, yep. All right. Maybe if I chew some gum, I won't be so
Do you want to go that took you?
parched. At some point.
Yeah.
I don't think this year though, because I'm so busy.
I found some good tickets.
I'm going to too many things this year. Hamcation. I'm going to YOTA camp. We're doing a winter trip, so I'm out of vacation at some point. Maybe. Who knows? No, I'm gonna chomp on gum, so maybe I should mute the mic. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Man, keep thinking about. Stop, mulligan. I keep thinking about trying to figure out the words because my processing speed, my brain is slow today. But I'm thinking about, like, I heard a did, but I put down a V, I guess, and I was like, that's not what it was. Go back and fix it. But then 5 characters have gone by in that amount of time. Do you ever get it to where? Do you ever get the problem where it's like, let's say you're reading a book or reading a paragraph or doing something that involves some like level of focus, and then your mind just goes into wherever land, and you just like realize after reading 3 or 4 paragraphs or sentences, like you don't remember anything of what you had just read. The exact same thing just happened right now. Like, I heard characters, but the processing just the processing loop just wasn't there, and the processing loop for another thing was going on. I don't even know what I was thinking about. It was just I was distracted by daydreaming or whatever, but that happens to me like a lot. That's why it's not like hard for me to read. It's just like if I'm reading and I'm kind of bored with the passage, I'm just like, oh, what was that conversation I had with that guy, and how could I have made it less awkward, and I should have done this, and I really think I really need some like, I want to change my this and like, I don't know. I'm just like going off on tangents, and then I'm like, oh, 3 paragraphs later, oops, I need to reread that whole thing. So I need to redo this whole thing. Dang it. Heard an M. 5 S N da da did 5 I did it again. In da da. So bad. That was oh, I not see how bad I did. That was just I don't have it. I had it for a minute. Okay, I'm done with this gum. I'm sorry to make everybody go crazy over my smacking sounds. Oh man, I'm just not having it. Yeah, temporary LL fine. It's I missed it all. Well, I guess I'll just like hang out with the cat. Come here. How are you gonna do it? How are you gonna jump up? Come here. Come here. There we go. You can learn Morse code, not me. I give up. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight since it's late. I'm sleepy and I don't know Morse code anymore. We'll come back on Monday and you know, do better, just like we do every time. But yeah, sorry, this stream wasn't very captivating. Normally I'm super exuberant, but this one has a cat at least, so kitty. Do the last group one more time. I don't think I can go back to the groups. They're all randomly generated. Now the cat's not going to leave. No, don't make her leave. She's the bomb. Can I even go back to the? Can't even go back to the. I'm actually curious now. So lessons, statistics. It has attempts. Show all. There's nothing I can click. I can delete the attempts, but I can't actually see the actual groups or what I sent or received. So, my bad. All right, we'll do one more, though. What was Dada did? Dang it. I'm all messed up. This was a bad last attempt. And as soon as I said last attempt, Josh shows up. I peeked in the chat and I saw you there at about this point. It all went to crap. But welcome, Josh. Bring your stream squad over here. We need to teach more people CW. Please don't. I don't want 1,000 chats. But you know, one of the things on Twitch, and I don't think we have any Twitch viewers right now, but like there's this thing called rating, stream rating. So a very famous streamer will finish his stream or her stream and say, all right, who are we gonna raid? And they'll find somebody streaming and having a good time playing a video game and but not really commentating, not having anybody in their chat or viewing, and they'll say, all right, we'll raid this guy, and thousands of people will suddenly show up, and they'll end up getting like hundreds of subscribers, and that really helps kickstart their channel's activity and engagement with their audience. So I don't think we have that in ham radio yet, but stay tuned for the next 30 years once we get all the OMs to learn how to stream and put their live contest score on the internet. Maybe that'll be a thing. I love talking and listening to talks at contest dinners and DX dinners and stuff, talking about the next generations and futures of ham radio. Ward Silver always gives really good talks, and the ideas behind them are they're basically just copycatting video gaming, and it's like we need to do that now. It's a simple matter of programming, simple matter of some software development, and there's so much that can be enabled. But those are the four deadly words for sure. Because if you know anything about programming, it is not simple. It is, in fact, really hard and time-consuming. And that is one code that we haven't. We need to learn a different kind of code. We need to learn C++. I think N0SSC, Tommy, he does actually has a successful YouTube channel of teaching software engineering, software development, learning code and stuff. But he says he doesn't really like doing it. He likes doing ham radio videos, even though it doesn't have half the subscribers. Yeah, people think it's so easy. And they also complain when it's not open source, like even Reddit. Some guy was like, why is all ham radio software so sketchy and dumb? But it's like, well, because, I think I had a good comment. If I find it. Maybe it was deleted. Why is like 90% of all ham radio software so sketchy? And it's like, well, it's on some random website. It's an unsigned installer. It's not open source. It's like, for example, try to find the source code to FT8. Hey, what's up, Fox? And you'll find after digging around Joe Taylor's, I think it's like on his website. It's not like on GitHub or anything. It might be on SourceForge, but who knows? I haven't looked into it really. But like, it's Fortran, and it's spaghetti code. It's designed to work, and it works well, but it's not documented. It's not like very easy to work on. It's literally just what came out of one or two people's minds, and he's also a physicist, and Fortran is used in astronomy and physics and all and those things. He's a Nobel laureate in physics and astrophysics, and so that's why he knows it. And so people are complaining, well, if this is ham radio, all the software needs to be open source and well documented, so all these other hams can like contribute and make it better. But it's like, it's not how it works. Not how anything works. Yeah, take a read at this thing. And I mentioned, it's also, most hams are older people and they have antiquated workflows, programming knowledge. They're coding in Vim and they're using like compilers from 30 years ago. They also, it's like, if it works, don't fix it. There's a disdain or an ignorance of the modern tools and processes. So, that's why. And if you want to change it, learn how to code. There's no other way, or just shut up and enjoy what we have. But learning how to code, it not only helps ham radio, it also gets you a job, so it's probably a good idea anyway. All right, now everybody's joining the stream, and I'm like, all right, let's go, bye. I'll do some more. And Josh, I got through probably to like the letter A or P, and then at that point I would just kind of lose interest. I deleted all my other attempts from 10 years prior, because I've had an account for at least 10 years. But this was the first time I deleted everything. I started from scratch, and here we are. Started from the beginning 12 days ago. This is number 13. And now we're on lesson 24. So I've had some success getting through a couple of the lessons, especially the first ones were pretty trivial. And then having some big gaps in there, but then had a really some success here. It's getting kind of more consistent, but also not, because I'm like all over the place right here. But every day is how you do it. It's only 10 minutes, and in my case we've been streaming for 30 minutes, and my streams are usually about that long. I usually do how many lessons a day, because I talk about it. I don't do, exactly 10 lessons. They're all 1 minute long, but let's see. Where's the date? Oh, 26, 24. So do that many lessons in a day. I skipped a day because of, Hamcation or Hamvention or Winterfest. Skipped a day here because of, Winterfest, but I did stream from the contest center. So, I'll do 6 lessons. I'd stop at the point at which I kind of lose interest daily, but I always come back, and I come and find out I pass. I will, the first attempt at the day, pass every time. At least I think almost 90% of the time. It's just weird. For some reason, it's like you open a book for the first time and you're focused and you're ready to go, and you just jive and gel. But then a couple of lessons later, okay, well, now I'm thinking about other things. Oh, what was F again? Oh, what is L again? Oh, I can't. And then you're like, mulligan, I'll do it over. And then at some point, you're just like, I give up. So let's see where we're at after rambling and taking a little break. I freaking hate F. Da-da-da-da. Hate G too. This is not ideal. better at the end, at least. Except for a few. But we still didn't make it. But that's okay. I don't know why. I guess I double tapped slash there, so that was an accident. The key is, like, don't stress out over that character that you missed. Like, when I was probably this character, I skipped one because I was trying to remember what that was. But the idea is, like, if you don't know it immediately, forget about it. And I think that mentality comes in, like, as soon as, like, I start every day. But, like, it starts to leak back in, if you will, that bad habit of trying to, like, oh, I know what that is, I can figure it out before the next one comes. And it's like, well, the next one comes. And in this case, I have 5 words per minute effective, and so I have a lot of time relatively to figure out what that character was. But when that starts to go up, I won't have any time at all. So I think it's really important to not dwell over any characters you're missing, because it just slows you down. You're having trouble with the sound of an H compared to a 5. I don't, well, since we haven't gotten to H, it's I don't know yet because I haven't drilled it, but I could see that because H is 4 dits and 5 is 5 dits, so it can be very difficult. I even have trouble with I mean, do you have trouble with I or S or E, like E and I, or I and S, or S and H, and or is it really the longer ones like H and 5? I can see why the long ones are, because your brain kind of dwells on that dit for a long time. Like, there's several dits, as opposed to the quicker ones, which just kind of have a quicker. I don't know. I'm not the neurological expert. I'm an engineer, so I'm just kind of coming up with hypotheses. But I can see that. But we'll see when I get to H. Yeah, E, I's, and S's are good, and that's kind of what I thought. Let's see what happens when I get to H, but it's really just a matter of, like, a 5 has a dit longer sound than an H. I almost said 4. And the numbers in general are probably pretty challenging too, because they're all 5 characters. They're all 5. What do you call them? Like, parts. Yeah, and the difference between, like, 4 and 5 is da and and 6 is da. So I don't know. We'll see. I think a lot of people have trouble with the numbers too, just because they come at the end. It looks like this is kind of putting them in interspersed. F is still the problem. I have such a huge problem with F too, and I don't know why. And I was talking to Jason from Ham Radio 2.0. He's also learning Morse code, and F is a problem, and L is a problem for him too. And it's da-da-da-dit. Like, how is that hard? Like, da-da-da-dit. I think it's just because it's a combination of multiple letters, especially ones that are short, like did it, because you're thinking I, and then da is you, and your brain kind of wants to jump at the gun, but by the time it's like, wait, no, that was wrong, because there's an extra da there, or did da it there, then it's like, oh, there's kind of the what do you call it, lines cross, if you will. And 2 and 3 is bad, because 2 makes a 3 sound and 3 makes a 2 count. And the da is like did it da da da, or did it da da. Yeah, because they're, and 7 and 8, or 7-3. 73 is kind of cool because it's da da did it da da. It's palindrome, same both ways. If you flip it. But I bet if you're trying to do 7 and 3, ignoring there's the 7-3 is a thing, like the best regards pro sign is a thing, or thing is a thing. The thing, ignoring the thing is a thing. The 7-3, you might confuse 3 and 7 just because 7 starts with 3 das, and that will mess you up. It'll definitely mess me up, I'm thinking. So, wow, there was 8 people in here and 1 person on Twitch. I think we set a new record. I think my problem with streaming, like, in general, you're supposed to stream for like a super long time and be super boring and then give giveaways out. But, my only giveaway here is Morse code hints and tips and watching me struggle learning Fs. So it's been 35 minutes. And I suck. And tonight. So I'm going to call it quits, NC73. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you tomorrow night, Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Catch you then. Until then, I bid you farewell. Dit dit.